Hello and welcome to this tarot read for the week of February the 15th through the 21st. My name is Angelyn. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Okay, so I am here to tell you that this week is a very big week astrologically. We have on Tuesday the 17th, we have both the eclipse and the shifting over of the lunar calendar. We are moving from the year of the snake into the year of the horse, the fire horse. There's been a lot of talk about that. It's a big day. And then I think it's Friday, the 20th, where we've got Neptune and Saturn and the sun and everybody's conjunct, and we're in this position that we haven't been in a really long time. So do your due diligence, go out and listen to your favorite astrologer, and here's the cards. So for this week of the 15th through the 21st, we have two themes. We have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Fool. So we are going to be moving into a time that is going to require us to be a little more grounded, maybe, a little more focused, a little more determined. In other words, the Knight to me is saying this might be a little challenging and you're going to need to make sure that you're grounded. That's it. That's all. That's all it means. It also means it's going to probably come on quick. It could also move through quick. We're going to feel it quickly. The Fool is the energy of new, of we're starting this new thing. What I didn't mention about the astrology is that all this stuff's going to be in Aries. So everything is happening in Aries. And as you probably know, Aries is the beginning of a new zodiac. So the zodiac begins with Aries and ends with Pisces. And so when things are in Aries, it's new. It's the beginning. So the Neptune and Saturn thing, that's in Aries. And it's going to be in Aries for a while. So, okay. So Sunday, February the 15th, we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles tells us it's going to be very creative. There's going to be a lot of choices. There might be some things that we don't even want to have to make a decision on. There's so many choices. Maybe overwhelm a little bit, like, oh my gosh, there are so many beautiful plates, I don't know which one to eat. That kind of feeling. It's a very wealthy feeling. It feels like, gosh, I have everything I need. I have all the, I have what I need. I have choice, which to me, when you have choice, that means a lot, right? Sometimes the choices can be overwhelming. Monday, the 16th, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords, in many cases, people look at that as like the most negative card in the deck. I don't. I look at it as there's some sort of way of thinking that isn't serving you, that you are using on Monday, that you sort of need to visit and say, this isn't really helping you anymore. Why are you doing it? Maybe stop. So pay attention to your thought patterns. Pay attention to, are you feeling grouchy? Are you feeling frustrated? Is this just a perspective thing? Is this something that you can look at a little differently and feel different? Okay, Tuesday. Tuesday is the 17th. Tuesday the 17th, we have the sun energy, very bright, very beautiful, lots and lots and lots of movement, of like desire, motivation to do things. You might find that it's very easy to manifest things that day. You might find that like you think like, oh, I think I want a salad for dinner. How can I make that happen? And then 30 minutes later, your friend texts and says, hey, really want a salad. Do you want to go out tonight and get a salad? That's the kind of way that the sun can work. It can also work like, gosh, I've really been needing this injection of energy into this project, or to, just move. I mean, it's February, everybody's kind of like this. So the sun is good energy. All right, for Wednesday the 18th, we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands tells us to be agile, tells us we need to be ready to move. We need to be ready to switch directions. It doesn't mean we have to come to a complete stop. It just means we need to reevaluate. Maybe we need to just sort of go, I don't know if that's the way anymore. I think I'm going to turn and go this way. Or maybe you get a piece of information that says, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to go and do this other thing that I had already sort of scoped out and thought about. It's the willingness and the ability to move rather than stopping, questioning, doing all the work to figure it out. The 7 is telling us you don't need to do all that. You just need to move. You just need to be agile that day. Easy. Okay, so Thursday the 19th, we have the end of a cycle. So the Wheel of Fortune indicates that a cycle has been complete, which means we've gone up, we've learned something, we've come down, and we have let go of something, or we have come down and been hurt and then come up and understand the lesson. Either way, the cycle is complete, and it is time now to put it to rest. So, interestingly, Thursday the 19th is the day right before Saturn joins Neptune in Aries, the beginning, right? Friday the 20th, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups tells us to show up in a devotional way for ourselves. Friday, I really think that you need to reinforce and resource yourself. How do I feel the best? How do I feel more resourced? I need to make sure I'm resting. I need to make sure that I'm saying no to extra plans. I need to make sure that I'm not picking up extra tasks that day. I need to make sure that I'm getting whatever downtime. Don't go to the crowded restaurant. Go to the one where you can take a walk and eat your sandwich, or go to the one where you can at least sit on the patio, okay? That's the day you want to take a bath by yourself and read a book. That's the day you want to go on a walk and be quiet. That's the day that you want to wear that comfortable outfit that you love to work. Saturday, February the 24th, we have the 9 of Swords. Now, you might remember that on Monday we had the 10. So those are both very, very powerful cards. So I believe that means that Saturday is somehow connected to Tuesday. But Saturday, you will understand. Remember how it was like on Tuesday? You've got to switch perspectives. You've got to figure out what that is, that mechanism in your brain that's causing you that frustration with whomever, Well, the 9 is remembering that you're not wedded to anybody else. You're not, there's no rules that say that you actually do have to do the thing, or there's just not. There are consequences, but you get to decide what you're going to do. This card is telling us you're sovereign. You get to choose. You're not obligated. And so remember that. So this is going to be a really, really big week astrologically, but I think that by the end of the week with the 9, just being in a place where we can remember who we are and remember why we're here and remember that we're sovereign and we get to make our own choices. And our own choices will include things like taking care of ourselves, wrapping up old patterns, being agile. It's all within our choice, our ability. We get to decide how much of the news we're watching. We get to decide how deep we go into discovery about a particular thing. We get to decide if we want to go out on a date with that person. We get to decide if we're going to react. Saturday is going to be a big day for that. Please be mindful. Please take care of yourselves. Please resource yourselves this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.